Hey, I'm Jason Furie, and today we've got a copy of Realm Runners along with my friend
Skinner.
What's so funny?
Nothing.
All right, so we have a prototype of Realm Runners, and we wanted to give you the full unboxing experience and show you everything that will come in the box. Keep in mind, this is a prototype, and we made this with the fine folks at Panda Game Manufacturing, so it is a legit prototype. It's very good. This is, I'd say, 90% close to finished.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of what you can expect. So what do you
Absolutely.
say?
Yeah,
what do you say, Skin Man? You want to rip into it?
Let's crack it open. Let's see what kind of horrible nightmares are inside.
All right, well, first we can take a quick look at the box. This is roughly how big the box will be. It'll probably be a little bit bigger depending on the final miniatures that we pack in the box. But yeah, let's just get in there and check it out. There we go. When it's Christmas, are you the type that shred, or do you like do the tape and everyone has like the tape and they just?
When I was young, I would shred. As I got older, I delicately I cut it with the family heirloom knife.
You heard it here first. The heirloom knife. Okay, so let's open this thing. I'll try and make it look cool to everybody at home.
When the figures that have will actually be in like a little plastic encased thing in here. So,
right. So I think we're probably gonna have a few versions, one with cardboard stand-ups, but one with the miniatures. So let's go through the miniatures first and just kind of show you, because I know that's what a lot of people want to see. So first character here is Frog Lore, and he is, what is it? Like
the best dad of all time.
You can give me character explanations. Who's Frog Lore?
Frog Lore is on a frog warrior swamp planet, and whenever one of his warrior friends dies, they have tadpole children, and they're left behind. So Frog Lore carries his fallen friends' tadpole children in a basket on his back because he's a good father for the village.
And you told me once that the children in the basket are thirsting for frog milk.
What? Did I say that?
You did
no,
say
I didn't.
You did say Mom!
Dude, frog milk's gotta be disgusting.
It's probably not good.
It's like boba tea or something like.
Or it's like the
in
blue
the
milk.
Sun.
Star Wars blue milk, but like rancid, like left out too long.
Yeah.
This is Brea and Muppis. This is a warrior queen, highborn,
yes.
queen of the Beast Riders, I believe.
Yeah, she's a Beast Rider. Yeah, she's a part of a tribe, right, that tries to keep the traditions alive of the characters and creatures in her village that are basically part of the natural world, because the other part of the world is like sort of an industrial wasteland or something, you know.
This is TC-1991, and it's for 1991. I think that's when Terminator 2.
Yes,
Terminator 2
the best
came out.
film of all time.
So this is a cyborg warrior, relentless murderer that you could play as. And then this one's cool. This is the most dynamic. Grimbo. He's like a reclusive wizard that like lives in his library, and I think he's saving the world over and over and over, but nobody knows about it.
Yeah, nobody likes. Everybody has judgments and superstitions about him because he's very reclusive, but he's always figuring out a way of keeping the atmosphere of the planet that he lives on safe for people to live there, but they don't know.
Right.
We'll get mysterious characters.
Read the rule book. We'll have some bios for these characters.
But I tried to, you know, when I was thinking about these characters and we were talking about it, the idea is that they sort of are an archetype.
So those are your main heroes. These are the 4 characters that are gonna come in Realm Runners that you can choose to play as. And then we have 3 boss characters. I think this is Yagua, a miniature. This is a really cool one. These miniatures are amazing, by the way. So I think you should buckle up for that. So Yagua is like a death idol, or like a meditative kind of weird, sitting on a pile of bones.
The unstoppable force of decay in the universe.
Right, and we'll get into that, of course, when you play the
sitting
ghouls.
on a pile of bones.
And then who's this? Mafmet, the Endless Hunger. This is for all you cat fans out there, which is probably 9 of 10 of you that we're talking to.
Mafmet is really hungry and constantly screaming for food. And is and Mafmet has like her brain is exposed, so it's like the psychic cries of a hungry cat vibrating throughout the universe. So if you listen closely, you can hear it.
And then we've got this one, Cthulhules.
Yeah, Hercules. It's like, well, I was thinking, how cool would it be if a Greek god was infected by the eldritch poisons of the old ones in the Lovecraft, in the Lovecraft universe? And I was like, meshing Greek mythology with like kind of like weird horror.
So it's like when a god consumes a god and becomes a new god. It's pretty wild. And then lastly, we've got the mushroom zombie. This is a character that you will turn into if you're the first player to die. And there's all kinds of fun things you can do as the mushroom zombie. So this is just kind of one of those characters. It's kind of like in Mario Kart, when you die, you become the bomb and you can ram into somebody and get revenge. That's kind of what this thing is. And then there's an alternate character, which is the Reaper, which is just a classic Grim Reaper kind of thing with this. What is this guy? There's like a ghoul.
It's like a whispering worm.
Cool. That was my second guess.
I love like always interjecting my like just like creepy random crap on people.
All right, so we're gonna dig in to the rest of the contents of Realm Runners here. We got all kinds of cool stuff here. This is, this game is meant for kind of a gateway gamer, someone that wants to get into gaming, but it presents very hardcore. So like if you're a hardcore gamer, you like a big spread on your table, lots of components. It's got all of that, but it plays very smoothly, easy to learn. Once you play it once, you could probably verbally teach it to somebody. So I'm gonna go over some of these components and let's dig in. So. Yes. We've just got extra baggies. This is going to house all the stuff we're opening. So
that's for like the little cardboard pog chunks and stuff to keep them organized.
Oh, we call them tokens.
Tokens. I'm just trying to bring pogs back somehow.
They're not pogs, but they do look like miniature pogs.
That's a pog. Just kidding.
Seen one pog. I've seen them all. That's a pog. So all the characters we just went over and just talked about have a corresponding player board. Everybody's got unique abilities and character art and like little things that make them unique. I won't go into all of those different things right now, but this is Frog Lore. You want to hold them?
You can just, I'll hold them and you can grab them.
So we've got Frog Lore, who we just went over. We've got Brea and Muppus, and they come with really rad art from Skinner. This is kind of the inspiration, obviously, for the minis. And then we got Grimbo here. And then we've got TC1991. And then we're gonna come into the boss characters here that we also have miniatures for, and they have like a mass amount of health each, and they have their own abilities too. Every boss has 2 special abilities. So when you finally face off with them, they're a little bit different. So all the characters, if you mix up who you play and mix up the boss you play and mix up the realms you use, there's a lot of replayability and create kind of a different experience every time. This is Mafmet. And then lastly, Cthulhules. So they're all at 20 health, where characters typically start at 10 health. So you're gonna get all these player boards. I think that's 4 hero boards and 3 boss boards in the main game.
And the boards are super high quality, like thick. It's really like, so you could bang them around. They're not, they'll last for a long time.
Then we're gonna have some unique dice here. So I'll just get these out. You can kind of just cup your hand here and put them in there. So we're gonna have 3 or 4 different types of dice. So we've got hero dice, which is what every player is gonna use, and they're all symbols based. There's no numbers on these. So you have like attack, collect loot cards, your abilities, stuff like that. Those are all gonna be included in these hero dice. And then we've got a minion dice. As you play the game, you fight little baddies that Skinner created, little monsters, so you're just kind of busting baddies. And they have a unique dice. Whenever you go into battle mode, you just kind of roll a dice and you have like a little skirmish. And then the boss has a special dice. It's all blood red with black and super powered kind of abilities and stuff like that. And then lastly, we have, those are all D8s. And then lastly, we have a D4 for when you turn into the zombie. You're just purely movement at that point. So you're just rolling a 1 through 4 and kind of haunting the board and haunting other characters. Or you can be a martyr and help.
You can do whatever you want.
It's up to you. And then we only got a few other things in here. We've got the main deck of cards, which I call magic and movement cards. So these are the cards that you're going to use to move around in the game. I'll take these out, not those. So these cards, I think there's a full deck. I think it's like 54 of them or 56 of them. And every player has 2 of these at all times. And you're either choosing to move or do something. You're trading places with people, you're attacking people, you're collecting items. And it's kind of tiled based on the different type of card. So there's a bunch of different types of cards, and every type has a unique piece of art from Skinner in it. So just kind of like something that you kind of burn through really quickly. Other than that, we have a few other types of cards. I mentioned the minions that you would fight. These are all unique, and these all have a unique character on them that Skinner drew. So these are kind of, we call them minions, and they have that purple dice I showed you. Every time you flip a token that has a minion on it, you fight one of these creatures, and they all have their own abilities and their own health at the bottom. So you kind of go into a dice battle.
And they're all thematic with each realm. Whatever realm it is that you're in at that moment has a specific kind of themed minion that you fight, but also you could just fight any minion in any realm if you want to do it that way too.
Yeah, I think the best way to play is just to mix all the cards up and have all the realms kind of bleed into each other. But yeah, there are an equal amount of minions per realm that we've got. So these are really cool. You can go through them, and I think you spent a lot of time working on these, and they look awesome. So they're really cool. I mean, it's
so many drawings, you guys. I went insane.
Yeah,
Hundreds and hundreds. I was like, I gotta get this done.
Well, this is probably the biggest showcase of art is these cards. So I'll explain these in a moment. But basically, when you're on the board, you're collecting tokens throughout the entire game, and all the tokens are either swords, shields, or relics. Or skulls, like the minions I showed you. So these are really impressive because every single one of these, I think there's 20, 40, like 80, 70 or 80 of these. Every single one has a unique drawing on them from Skinner, and they're epic. So when you're collecting loot off the board, you're getting these cards to represent that loot, and there's just the wildest, coolest things. So we can read a few. Crown of Fate.
Yeah.
Big Treasure Time. Fury Spike. Is that for me? That's my last name.
Go.
Yeah. Ice Burn Blade. So there's just all these cool weapons and shields and relics that you can kind of collect and burn through and steal.
Holy Slime.
Holy Slime.
Health Sauce. Freak out. These ones are my favorite, the slime realm.
But I mean, look, this one's cool too. The Slime Caliber.
Slime Caliber. It's the... You get it.
You get it. But there's just so many cards. It is an unbelievably impressive amount of cards for a game, and they're all unique. And we also have some of my favorites. They're called chaos cards. In the game, there are tokens that you can flip that just cause a lot of havoc in the game. It's kind of like a what do you call it? Like a double Jeopardy? Is that what it is?
Yeah, double Jeopardy.
For all you Jeopardy fans,
yeah.
like they're hidden, but in each realm there's one hidden. So if you get one of these, you get one of these badass things. And these are kind of like blacklight art kind of vibe.
I tried to aesthetically differentiate these from the other cards.
Yeah, and there's 6 of these. This is my favorite card in the whole game. I love this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's the sweetest art. It's this weird hand with an eyeball. It reminds me of that Muscle Man with the hand.
Oh,
the little face on the finger. But these are really cool. An example of what a chaos card would do is you could like hurdle all the traps on the board at somebody, or turn into the zombie character immediately, or do some massive damage to another opponent, or even physically move the boards around and kind of manipulate the way the game is played. So that's it. Like, there's tons of cards in this game. There's small square ones, there's the player cards, there's the minion cards. And then that kind of leaves us with what's left in here. Some of the stuff's probably going to dump out because it's a prototype. I'll get to the boards next. But yeah, any gamers out there, you know this part.
Pulling
the
them all apart and
tokens.
stuff.
So we'll just put these back in here for now. So we're going to have, on every board, there's these dual layer crevasses.
That's where the tokens go.
That's where the tokens go. So they fit in here snugly, and they're face down. So we have actually, every space there is going to be filled with a token. So one side, I'll hold this gently, will look like this, where it just kind of matches the board.
Up here.
And then the other side is all the types. So you have swords, shields, relics, and minions, and they're color-coded. You can play two ways. You can have all the cards that relate to the board be what you would choose when you're playing on that board, or you can just mix them all up, which is how I play.
So you land on one of these, you turn it over, you pull up the card, and then action.
And then action, yeah, and then you have it and, you know, pop them out. That's cool. That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, don't swallow those.
Don't eat them, kids.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you do eat them,
whatever, just don't sue us.
just quickly drink a lot of water, or like Mountain Dew or something.
quickly drink some water.
Just flush it down. Just
Realm Runners comes with a cup of water.
yeah, coming all the way through is easier than coming back up,
Yeah.
I think. So
So this is the intro realm. This is the first one where you would start, where each character magically comes through a portal. Yeah. So you would come into the portal this way, and then this is where you start, and then so the land is sort of manifesting itself, and then each realm after that is, you know, until the end battle.
yeah, so let's go over these. So this is kind of like what here. You're gonna hold this up. Like,
Okay.
what is this like a? It's kind of like a purgatory, weird between worlds kind of realm.
Yeah, purgatorial ruins, things from other dimensions and stuff. It's
Kind of like a dumping ground of universes. It's like it's where all the trash from all the different universes go, creatures and relics alike.
Yes. It's where like all the junk gets dumped out from these portals.
Yeah, and this is in every game. So the beginning realm and last realm is in every single game, and this is kind of like a training ground. So you get a little taste of everything. And then we go into the main realms. So we've got Slime World.
Yeah, this is
What's
the
this one all
slime.
about?
Well, this is a world full of slime creatures. Might even just be like a collective intelligence interlaced through slime neurons and stuff.
Neurons.
Well, you know how like mushrooms communicate under the ground and they all connect
It's like
together?
the cordyceps kind of
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. And so like I figured that's sort of like the slime world where they're all kind of connected and they all.
It's like a hive mind.
Yeah, it's a hive mind of slime situations.
Okay, and then there's a couple like bottom feeders scattered throughout.
Yeah, there's little creatures here cruising around. Yeah.
All right, and then we got my favorite realm, the spirit realm.
The haunted spirit realm, yes. This is sort of where, like, you know, like yokai creatures and ghosts and fairies and spooky beings and haunted houses and stuff all kind of hang out and
super
live
cool.
together.
That's awesome. And then we've got the techno virus.
Techno infection viral realm.
Right.
Yeah, this is basically just a completely insane murderous technological computer situation that is brutal.
Maybe TC1991 thrives there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
never thought of
right. He
that.
gets that robot milk.
And then thirsting for robot cat milk.
And then here is the final realm where the final battle happens, and so you end up.
Right, so the boss will stand on this one portal, and then all the characters are kind of on these floating rocks. So this is the final realm. And the first realm and the final realm, like I mentioned, is where they're in every single game. And then the middle realms, these ones can be, you can use 1, 2, 3, and make the game shorter or longer. If we ever made expansions, you can just make it stretch out the accordion. So it's very dynamic how you organize the game every time, and lends itself really well to expansions.
Yeah, our goal is to keep making realms with different artists and stuff, and so that you could eventually have the longest realm.
You can fill this
like-
whole table with realm runners.
But the idea is that you can control the amount of time that you want to invest in the game. Like maybe you just want to play like a half hour or something,
Right.
so you have like 2 realms.
Yeah,
or one
yeah.
realm.
And then you can just do like, oh, if that's fun, we still have time, play again. But if you have a big game night, you can stretch out the realms, play longer.
And this is the portal where once you defeat the end level
boss.
baddie,
Yeah.
you get to go in the portal and then you make it back home. The problem is that only one person,
Only one.
only one character can go back home. So you have to fight each other.
Right.
And to find out who's the final, the person who's going to go home to their family.
And I think the only thing we missed was these heart tokens to fill up your, the bosses and yourself. There's green ones for Frog Lore, because the frog character's special ability is 3 extra health, so he gets little baby green ones. And then we've got also shields and fire tokens. There is an element in the game where you can drop traps on the board and sabotage people and kind of trap people. So we have like little fire tokens to represent that. But A lot of components, a lot of things in Realm Runners, and you know that's our unboxing.
That's our unboxing, and we're excited for you to play this game too, because it's been a ton of research and art and figuring things out for a long time. I spent many hours alone illustrating this stuff. Jason has traveled the world playing it, like at tons of conventions,
all over the place,
so many places. So there's a lot of work that we've actually put in this. It wasn't sort of like oh, let's just make a game. It was like, it has to be great.
It wasn't a weekend romance. It was a true commitment.
It truly was an insane amount of commitment.
That's right, yes.
So
But we made it on the other, we're here. We did it.
We're here, and it's awesome, and we're very excited to share it with you. So thank you.
Realm Runners.